want you to sit down and relax. There's a lot of information coming your way today. First up, how buying in bulk can save big in the kitchen. Please welcome Chef Bianca Osbourne. Here she is, buying in bulk. There's a lot of stuff we need to know about that. And I want to talk about what you, by the way, hello. Hello, my friend.
It's always such a treat being here.
So we love having you here.
Treat.
Mwah. Okay, so my Alberta girl.
Yes.
Tell me, what do we buy in bulk? What do you recommend?
So I think when we're trying to save money on food, we need to make sure that the things we can buy in bulk, we know how to buy in bulk, what to buy in bulk, and how to store them to keep them straight.
Okay.
So things like pastas, rice, beans, legumes, nuts and seeds, all of these things should be stored in clear storage plastic containers or glass, but you also just want to make sure that these are the things you buy lots of because they won't spoil because they're dry goods.
That's good. What's this all about here?
So these are freezer bags for herbs. Like I recommend
reusable, right?
Reusable, yes.
And I love
always
that.
Candace Batista would be so happy.
Yeah.
So one of the things you want to remember is freezer bags for things like herbs because they have oils that can go off. Nuts and seeds also have oils that can go rancid. So putting those in the freezer ensures that you sort of keep them together, keep them fresh. Because especially with the nuts, like you're not necessarily saving money on nuts line item wise, but if you know how to preserve them, you know how to store them, then you're going to protect the investment.
Okay, but I love the clear containers. What you put in the freezer, this can be on your counter.
Yes.
Label them. Label is very important because,
this is like a chef's tip from restaurants that really works in home cooking as well. And it's just to label things, what it is, when you put it in the freezer, when you put it in the pantry. And I see this so often as a private chef. I'll go into people's homes and I'll see these types of things like above the stove, next to the stove. Bad. Cool, dark, dry place is very important for these items as well. And lastly, if you're digging up in there with dirty hands, you're going to get someone sick.
Yeah.
And no one's going to invite you over. No one is going to talk to you, or they'll talk behind your back.
Do you want to come over for dinner? No, I got sick last time. I can't do it.
Got the stomach. No,
that
thanks.
is so interesting. I mean, also oils too. Never near heat.
Never.
A lot of restaurants put oils near heat. I don't know why, but they do.
But restaurants put them near heat because they use them fast.
Yeah.
The turnover is a little bit higher. But if you're at home and you have, a jug of oil and it's there for 6 months over the stove, not good.
I want to ask you one quick question. With the spices.
Yes.
Don't buy a lot.
No. You want to buy in sensible amounts because I want you to get your budget-friendly food tasting good with the spices. If you buy like those big ones you can get from big box stores that you have to like will to your grandchildren, those are going to go off at some point.
Absolutely.
And they won't be as fresh and as bright. And that's what we look to spices for, is to brighten things up.
What you making today?
We're making I'm broke, but still eating fabulous burrito.
I'm broke burrito.
Yes.
I love this. Okay. So with these ingredients. So let's talk about this.
So when I moved to Toronto, I had big hopes, big dreams, very little money. And so this is how I fed myself. And I love meals like this because these are sort of assembly style meals because then you can use some of these ingredients in different ways. These tortillas, you can cut them up and make little snack chips. You can use this avocado in this instance. You could also spread it on toast if you're a millennial. You can make a guacamole if you want. Cheese you can use in all different kinds of ways. And so if you're trying to save money, always think of how I can buy one thing and use it many different times.
Right. So that's a good mindset before you go shopping. All right.
So in the I'm broke burrito, I have meat in this instance, but if you're feeling particularly skint, I would leave it out because it can be one of the more expensive line items week over week. And we're also using black beans. So if you do omit the meat, the black beans are what's going to fill you up and keep you satisfied. You've got onions. And then we have some onion powder and garlic powder. And so because there's liquid in this pan, we're not adding water to it. But say you're making a rub or something. Yes. And you're using ground onion or ground garlic, add a little bit of water to it because it'll just sort of wake it up. Then we have cumin, ground oregano. These are staple flavors of Mexican food. And then just zest and juice of a lime.
I have a friend who's got 5 sisters, and they go buy in bulk, and they buy their spices in bulk, and they divide it up.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is a great idea.
Well,
Save the money wherever you can.
Wherever you can. And the thing about buying spices in bulk is try little amounts out. And once you find your staple spices, that's when you buy a lot of it.
That's true.
Put it in the freezer and then you're good. So,
what do you buy most of when you
I love cumin. I love paprika. I also really like chili powder.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos and dried oregano. But I am a budding container garden person these days.
Good. Yeah,
so I'm trying to use
going?
fresh. It's going.
Okay. Because you were on the show and you were watching Owen Rees really putting this container garden together. So what are you growing?
So right now I'm growing thyme, I have mojito mint, rosemary. I'm going to get into the basils and the cilantros in a minute here.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, right?
That's good. I love that.
So-
Love hearing that. Yeah, it's good. So
then
now that's cooked up.
That's cooked up.
Okay.
So then what it looks like when you're done
That's
is it
great.
all looks like this. Now, we also are going to top it with rice because, again, rice is another basic that's going to fill you up. And so when you're thinking about budget-friendly meals, how can you fill yourself up and then add a little bit of jazz from those things? So we fluff it up.
All right.
So we're going to build this burrito now. So the thing about building a burrito, there's two things. You want your burrito shell to have at least 5 or 10 minutes at room temperature because if it's too cold from the fridge, it'll rip.
Okay.
And that's not ideal.
Did not know that. That's a good takeaway today. Love
Always
that.
with the
Yeah.
takeaways.
Yeah, you're good.
And then we're going to add a little bit of the rice with these lovely Le Creuset pots. Anytime I come to Maryland, I'm like feeling so chic because I get to use the nice stuff.
Well, we got a new budget for new stuff. So we got, you know, we're excited about that.
So then we're going to add a little bit of avocado. Again, if you're feeling particularly like short on dough that week, leave the avocado
Yeah, you
out.
don't need it.
No,
Yeah.
you don't need it. Tomato.
Tomato. Terrific.
Now there's cilantro. I'm going to leave it out, Marilyn, because I know you hate it.
Yeah.
But
no, it's okay. You
I can put it in?
Just be you.
I'm going to live my truth for
Okay.
you. And then cheese.
Yeah.
And then I also like to just put a little bit of lemon zest right on top to brighten it up. Again, budget-friendly food shouldn't feel budgetary if you know where to make the switch.
Yeah, we always think it's bland.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be
No.
because spices are affordable. Rice is affordable. Even ground meat is one of the most affordable line items as far as meat is
And
concerned.
that's it. Watch the fold, everybody.
Okay, so
this is important.
on the fold, generally people like to make these two kiss. That's wrong. You want them to just be like that.
Right.
And then you fold over,
See?
pull in tight.
Tucky, tucky.
Tuck, tuck, tuck.
Roll.
Roll. And then it doesn't you can still go back and fix it.
Yeah.
If your burrito shell was cold, this would not work.
That would be a mess.
And then because we're just being fancy,
Yeah.
you put a little bit of oil in a pan,
Uh-huh.
and then we're just going to grill it on each side. So you just press it
That's
down,
going to be good.
just like that, on both
this smells
sides.
so good. You cannot believe it.
Well, and that's the thing. When you're doing budget-friendly food, finding ways to sort of like kick up, the smells and the aromas affordably. Again, cilantro is one of the most affordable herbs you can find, and all of these spices readily available.
Okay, it's all on Marilyn.ca.
Yay.
We're going to grill this, but we do have to take a break. Thanks, Bianca.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Coming up.